Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up.
G'day throttlers, and welcome back to the channel. Now, photography is something that I absolutely love. But let me preface this whole video by saying that it's something that I'm just really not that good at. I want to become better, but right now I'm not very good at it. But let's take a little step back and talk about where my passion started. Now, when I was younger, for a few years I lived in a town called Canowdra in New South Wales, Central West. And there we had a family friend called Robin, who was an amazing photographer. She was one of the main local photographers in this little country town. Now, for years I watched Robin work, and I know that she watches these videos and probably doesn't know this, but I was always so fascinated and inspired by Robin, and she made some beautiful pictures and she got some amazing images out of her camera. Years later, I grew up, I moved back to Sydney again. 1999, I decided to go on a European trip, and for this trip I bought an SLR camera. It was a Canon EOS 50, something like that maybe. I can't really remember what it was, but it was an SLR. It was film, not digital. Digital cameras weren't around then, I don't think, 1999. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just couldn't afford one. I can't remember. Anyway, I had no idea how to use this camera. I went to the UK and right around Europe, and I had it on auto the whole time. And although I still would manage to get some really lovely photos, the camera was on auto and there was no artistic flair in it at all. So then fast forward a number of years, and right back to the very beginning of this YouTube channel. I had a little silver ND Mazda MX-5, which I absolutely loved. And a mate that I worked with called Dan said, let's do a photo shoot of your MX-5. And it was a night shoot. And again, now this reignited my passion for photography, because we were in darkness in a location underneath two bridges. But what he was able to do with the camera settings to create a beautiful image with amazing light just by using a camera and relatively no lights as well, that just absolutely fascinated me, and it re-inspired my thirst for learning how to do photography. So then on YouTube I discovered a number of different YouTube channels about photography, and the two primary ones was Peter McKinnon, Maddie Hapoya. And if you're in the YouTube world, you pretty much are bound to know these guys, and if you're not and you're into photography, you need to check them out. They're very, very educational, awesomely inspiring, and it allowed me to have the confidence to start doing YouTube using DSLRs as video cameras and just starting to experiment with my artistic flair, which is not really something that I have a lot of, to be honest, but I have a massive passion for cars and motorcycles. And then as my YouTube channel grew, I stumbled across a New Orleans photographer called GK, and who I've since developed a good friendship with as well. And I also started following a bunch of young blokes, well, one bloke in particular, Mike from North Borders, which is his YouTube channel. And he's inspired me even more to go out and become better with photography. But as I said at the beginning, I still don't have the skills yet. They're coming though. And now a number of other photography inspirational times have happened to me. I did the Prancing Horse Drive experience, and the photographer on that day, Eric Rosenberg, is an absolutely amazing artist. I highly recommend you check out his Instagram channel. Beautiful photographer, very unique. And I've also done a couple of photo shoots with other local photographers in Sydney. I'm still yet to have a photo shoot done with my brand new Polo GTI, and I was contacted by David Bourne Photography. We've had him on the channel before. He's the guy that we interviewed about his ND MX-5. But we're going to go and chat to Dave tonight. We're going to do an evening golden hour shoot on the GTI tonight out at Sydney Olympic Park. So anyway, let's get rid of all this fluff. Let's jump into the car, head out to Homebush, Sydney Olympic Park, catch up with David Bourne and get some beautiful photos taken of my Polo GTI. So today, we've come out to the Sydney Olympic Park. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is where the year 2000 Sydney Olympics were held, right here. And I lived not far away at the time, and it was a whole lot of fun. But we're not here to talk about the Olympics. We're here to meet the legend that is David Bourne Photography. And he's asked if he could do a photo shoot with the Polo GTI. And I can't wait because I love David's photos. We also chatted to David not long ago about his ND MX5. So the link will be at the top of the screen if you're watching on YouTube for that. You can check out David's MX5. But for now, let's go and find him, get him in the car, and get some awesome photos taken of this little baby.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat.
Here he is, the man himself. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Going my way?
Why not?
Nice t-shirt, man.
Thanks, man.
With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head.
All right, man, what a cracker of a day.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing me along and hopefully dropping me back off at my car. If the photos aren't good enough, I guess
You might have to walk.
home.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, mate. We've had a couple of looks at the photos in the viewfinder of the camera and they look schmick. By the time you've watched this video, you will have seen them anyway while we were doing this shoot. So, guys, I recommend that you all go over and follow David Bourne Photography. He's got Instagram, he's got Facebook, he's got YouTube, he's got everything. And his stuff is really spot on. Actually, you've got a new Instagram account, don't you, that's dedicated to your photos?
Yeah, that's right. So I've been using my personal Instagram for a while, and now I've decided to try and throw up just my photography page and sort of use Instagram a little bit differently from how I was. So basically using multiple tiles for one photo, which it feels kind of interesting to me at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. I guess proof's going to be in the pudding of how good my photos are, whether they're of any interest to anyone. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, no, I love it. Having multiple tiles in the one photo just makes it makes the image more viewable.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, and using it as a point of reference. So if I can say to someone, hey, go to my Instagram, and they can just see the gallery straight away, photos are bigger, they don't have to dive into it. I'm hoping that's going to be of interest to people. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it's very cool. Well, make sure you get over and follow David. One of my favourite Sydney car photographers. And if you go to any Cars and Coffee around Sydney, always look out for him, because he just pops up in the most unusual places. You might just get to meet him.
Thanks very much, man. I guess I now owe you $7 rather than the $5 that we agreed on.
$7.25.
This is a very expensive investment.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
I really
man.
appreciate your time.
No worries.
That's nice, eh? That's the convertible.